Yes, sir. Okay. So, good morning to everyone. Welcome to 182 webinar of our Saturday webinar series. I am Pragya Mishra, working as Business Executive at Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. As we proceed with today's session, I would like to provide a brief overview of Managed CIA to our speakers and all the participants. Managed CIA stands as a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation situated at National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, MANAGE, having guided 754 entrepreneurs and nurtured over 383 startups across diverse agricultural sectors. Our center has trained startups in crucial areas of agriculture and allied sectors. Providing state-first support, Managed CIA has played a key role in assisting agripreneurs in refining their concepts and expanding their ventures. So the inception of the Open to All webinar series by Managed CIA aims to extend its reach and service to a larger audience of agri entrepreneurs across India. This is conducted every Saturday. These webinars cover a wide array of topics and feature speakers from diverse domains. So today's session is on agri startup ecosystem for tribal communities. We are delighted to have two speakers joining us today. Introducing to our first speaker, Dr. K. Karthikeyan. He is the CEO of Meet eHub, also known as Northeast Agriculture Technology Entrepreneurs Hub. It is situated at AIC Assam Agricultural University. Dr. Karthikeyan has more than 5 years of experience within the agri startup ecosystem. He has cultivated during his tenure at EHub Jorhat. His expertise spans across various domains, including management of incubation centers, providing mentorship to startups, and liaising with governmental bodies, working with scientific institutions and corporates, and also funding agents or organizations. So he excels in forging strategic partnership, establishing market linkages, and orchestrating successful fundraising endeavors. With this brief introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Sir.
Yeah. Karthikeyan sir, can you hear us? You need to unmute yourself. Hello, Karthikeyan, can you hear me? I don't know. Pragya, can you hear to Karthikeyan?
No, sir.
No, we are not
His
hearing.
mic is on, sir. His mic is on, sir, but we are unable to hear his voice.
Okay,
Maybe
let me check.
network issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he
disconnected
maybe
again.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
it got
check with
disconnected.
Jacqueline and we can introduce Jacqueline and we can go now.
Yeah, Rahalya is there. So Rahalya, I would request you to introduce to the Jacqueline. By the time we'll check with the Karthikeyan to join once again. Hello, Rahalya,
Hello,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Good morning, everyone. So our next speaker is Miss Jacqueline Adriswell. She is the incubation head at Prime Meghalaya and senior manager at IM Kolkata Innovation Parks. She works closely with the entrepreneurs, innovators, and industry experts at Prime Startup Hub, providing comprehensive support and guidance to early stage startups. So Prime, initiated by the government of Meghalaya, it has been recognized as a top performer in developing a strong startup ecosystem for 2 consecutive years. Ms. Well's efforts have contributed to fostering innovations through initiatives like incubation, pre-incubation, convergence, and strategic funding. With this, I'm introducing our next speaker, Jacqueline Adreswell. Over to you, ma'am.
I think Karthikeyan sir has joined, sir.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, sir
yeah.
can carry on, or if you want me to present also, I'm fine with that.
No, I think Jacqueline, you go ahead. Then followed by you, we'll take up the.
Will somebody be sharing the presentation, or should I share it from my end?
I give you the presenter access so that you can present from your side.
I think because of me not updating the app, I think I have to do a lot of things. So I think it's better you do it from your end rather than making it more complicated, right?
Fine, fine. So Pragya, can you do
Surely,
it?
ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm just looking at the files. I don't think I have a presenter access, sir. It's trying to tell me I don't have.
Yeah, you can share it now. By the
Yes,
time,
sir.
I think I'll just check with Karthik. And hello, sir, can you hear us? By the
Yes, I
time
can
this.
hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So we start with Jacqueline now.
Let's do that.
Really.
Yes, I am so sorry. Some unstable connectivity, I guess. Let's
No
start
issue.
with her. Yes, thanks.
Yeah, Pragya, are you able to share now?
It is taking some time to load, sir.
Okay.
I'm uploading it. It's just taking time to load.
Yeah. So Jacqueline, maybe you start it with a little introduction about your incubation center. By the time screen will come up.
Sure. So, in fact, before I start, about the entire program that we run at Prime, I would like to thank Manage for actually inviting Prime, or in fact, for inviting me to this platform, to be sharing this platform with such distinguished speakers. And thank you so much for this opportunity. So, Prime was an initiative that was started by the state government sometime in the year 2019. We launched it sometime in 2020. So basically, can you kindly go to the next slide, Pragya? Yeah, so what is the full form of Prime? Prime is basically the full form of Prime is the promotion and incubation of market-driven enterprises. And the main vision of this initiative is to make entrepreneurship a preferred career choice for the youths of the state. The chief minister came up with this vision, and he himself, being somebody who is very entrepreneurial and has an entrepreneurial mindset, wanted to actually build and develop the ecosystem here in the state. His mission is to provide systematic and targeted support to existing and aspiring entrepreneurs. So we are already building a network of hubs here. We are even having a lot of future strategies of expanding these hubs. Currently we have two hubs, that is one in Shillong and one in Tura. Is one there, it's there in the slides. You can always see the ambience. I mean, we have a very vibrant space for entrepreneurs to come and share the space, function from this hub, from these two hubs respectively. We are also in the in the phase where we are planning to expand to other districts as well. We have this initiative actually couldn't be done alone by the state government. Therefore they partnered with IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, who is the knowledge partner for the state government. And of course, MBMA and is the driving agency, and along with Meghalaya Institute of Entrepreneurship. Then, Meghalaya, before, when we look at it 4 to 5 years back, or maybe 6 years back, I mean, the ecosystem, when you talk about entrepreneurial and the startup ecosystem, was still lacking behind. We were never there in the map. We were never recognized. And recently, Meghalaya was awarded and recognized as a top performer in developing a strong startup ecosystem in the state. In fact, this is the state startup ranking 2022, and in 2021 also we were the best performer. In fact, we received the award for the best performer. So this has actually proven that in these past 3-4 years, the startup and the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the state of Meghalaya has actually emerged and is evolving with time. We have a lot of plans ahead of us. We are strategizing in actually, implementing and new initiatives based on, the experiences we have gained in these past few years. And of course, we started off, with the first ever called the Chief Minister's E-Championship Challenge, which is, which is focused in the for the incubation program. So what is this challenge all about? This challenge is basically a challenge to for us to identify the top 50 entrepreneurs who will be incubated under the Prime Incubation Program. The Prime Incubation Program is a 9 months program, and we select 50 startups. I think you're way behind. I've already yeah. These are the hubs that I was talking about. We have one in Shillong and one in Tura, and then yeah, please carry on. Yeah, so this was the 2022 state startup here. Yeah, you can stop here. So this was what I was talking about, the Chief Minister's e-championship challenge. So Prime started off with this, with this initiative in 2020. We selected 50 startups through a pitching event. We received almost, it was the initial stage, so we received around, I think, approximately 700 applicants who applied for this challenge. And majorly, the sectors contributed, from the entrepreneurs were agriculture, of course, manufacturing, handicraft, handloom, and we had other sectors as well, like such as tourism, healthcare. In the first year, we have seen today we have we had received a total number of 2,500 applications, comparing from 2020 to 2023, in a matter of just 3 years. So out of these applications, even the quality of entrepreneurs that we saw last year when we actually screened them, there has been a lot of growth in it, a lot of development in it. Entrepreneurs, when you talk about agriculture, when you talk about manufacturing, when you talk about these three major sectors which contribute to the ecosystem, I mean, when the products which they have come up with, I just didn't have the time to put in some really good pictures of our entrepreneurs' products. They have actually evolved when it comes to when it comes to value addition. They have actually come up with innovative ideas, innovative thoughts. They've understood the concept of coming up, understanding the problem and then figuring out a solution, and implementing that solution to cater to the market. So that is the concept which we wanted to imbibe right from the start, right? And we also want to change the mindset of the people here in the state of, in fact, all across in pan India. That is a major problem, where people are very much into professional careers or into government jobs, right? So we want to change that mindset too. And the benefits of the incubation program, we provide different benefits. In fact, come with this year, we have changed the benefits. Initially, we provide them with a business support grant of the top 25 get a business support grant of 1 lakh, and the bottom 25 gets a business support grant of 50,000. This year we have enhanced the business support grant to 2 lakhs for the top 25 and 1 lakh for the bottom 25. Then we select first. Initially we select top 100. So from the top 100, those who don't make it, these bottom 50 will transition to the pre-incubation program. And of course, there are other benefits that we provide, right from capacity building, mentoring, access to market, free co-working space, exposure to global exposure. And then, of course, we assign them a dedicated mentor to guide and nurture them and handhold them through this 9-month incubation program. And in fact, this year we have added one more benefit, which is for them to provide them with a startup tool. This is something which we thought, because a lot of our rural entrepreneurs, especially here in the state, are unaware of, or are not, they don't have the kind of privilege where sometimes they have a smartphone or a laptop, or you can talk about printer. So these are factors which we thought about to develop the rural entrepreneurs by supporting them with these tools, so that in the future, supposing they want to get themselves onboarded on e-commerce platforms and all, they have the tools and these equipments available at their doorstep. They don't have to look forward to to the urban area where they have to spend a lot of their time, energy, and money to come all the way to town to just get these basic facilities. So then we have, of course, the next is we came up with the pre-incubation program. So post the incubation program, we realized we had been taking ideation stage startups. Based on that, we thought, okay, ideation stage startup for a year or two, we had actually done it for 2 years, but we realized that it was not something that we couldn't support these ideation state startup during the incubation program. There was nothing much that we could do. It was mostly R&D during the entire 9 months program. So we started with the pre-incubation program, which actually was catering a lot to all these ideation state startups. And we started off with initially 35 per batch, and in a batch it was like 40 startups or 35 startups in each batch, or for a period of 4 months. Then we realized that we used to do a mass mentoring, and we used to do a lot of capacity buildings, which we felt we need to transition to more, because it was all done online. So we transitioned to a physical mode, and we started giving them other benefits also. For example, from the top two entrepreneurs who make it during the demo day, they get a direct entry into the incubation program. And the next top 10 entrepreneurs, they will be eligible to directly get an entry into the top 100 pitching under the incubation program. They also received a business support grant. The top two entrepreneurs, they receive a business support grant of 50,000 each. And apart from that, they also each and every startup or each and every pre-incubator were assigned a dedicated mentor to support them with their journey during the pre-incubation program. Post that, then now coming back to another initiative which we started off, which was the prime entrepreneurship funding. Funding is one of the major factor which actually contributes a lot to the entrepreneurs business. So basically, initially we thought we had a lot of entrepreneurs who were non-bankable. So either the banks would ask them for collaterals and things like that. So keeping that in mind, we came up with different funding components. That is, we partnered with the Northeast Small Finance Bank, who was focusing most to all the food processing startups. And they were, this is actually a zero interest loan and collateral free, whereas the interest that was being paid to the bank was done by the state government. Then we came up with the business support grant as well, which is a grant meant for R&D and product development. It was up to 10 lakhs. And there were there's another component, which is the prime innovative funds. And this is meant for innovative businesses who do not fall under the food processing. So mostly manufacturing and all these other sectors, tourism, healthcare, other sectors contributing to the ecosystem can avail this facility or can avail this benefit. So far we have supported almost over 100, over 350, actually. This is data which we have received that I'm showing you is somewhere between 2022-23. So more than 350 entrepreneurs have received support in terms of funding. In fact, now it would have gone higher with the CM Elevate coming into existence, and then we are also talking about the entrepreneurship promotion and development program. We thought, like I mentioned earlier in my initial discussion or initial presentation, that We wanted to change the mindset of the people of the state, where we wanted them to see entrepreneurship as a preferred career choice. So this is a segment, or this is a vertical under the Prime program, where it focuses mostly, catering to academics. We wanted to grasp this concept right from the grassroots level. So therefore, we catered to all these institutes, whereby these institutes are supposed to create these e-cells at the college level, and they are being provided with a funding of up to 30 lakhs to actually run this initiative for a period of 3 years. Post that, the institute is expected to run their incubation program independently. And each and every institute was also, we did not design the program for them, whereas the institutes were given the liberty to actually frame and structure their programs as per the need of the institute. So far we have actually, I think by now, I think 10 institutes that we have engaged, and you can see a few of the list of the colleges. That is Shillong College, St Anthony's College, we have Martin Luther, in fact Nehu, Tura, then we have the Lady King College, then we have other colleges from Garo Hills as well, like Loyola, William Nagar. These are the colleges who have already who have been onboarded and are actually already have been established sometime 2 years back. So these are a few engagements that we've had with different academic institutes, and in actually promoting entrepreneurship. And of course, we've also come up with the Prime Student Tinkering Fund. This is basically to encourage or to support, no doubt to encourage entrepreneurship, but also to support these students who come up with innovative ideas, so that they see that there's a platform, there's a scope for them to actually take their business idea and execute it, and form it into our actual business. Then we have another platform or another initiative that we actually cater to, that is the inclusive entrepreneurship. Here we mostly work with persons with disability. We are already partnered with the State Resource Center on Disability Affairs and Barefoot Trust. We work hand in hand with them, and when we see that the entrepreneurs that are there in our database, what we do is that we try to engage these entrepreneurs and look for a form of collaboration between the persons with disability, where they are being trained a certain skill, and looking at their strengths, they are trained, and we also create a livelihood for these persons with disability, whereby they start producing or they start manufacturing products for the entrepreneurs. So these are a few things. Of course, we have another initiative which we are actually, it's at a very initial stage. It has not even taken off yet. That is Atal Community Innovation Center. This is something which probably will be, I can't actually, give a timeline, but very soon we'll be starting this initiative as well. But as of now, it's still at a very initial stage. So I don't want to, give a lot of details on it as well. So this will be headed by, again, by MBMA Prime Foundation. So this is another initiative which is there in the pipeline. And then we have the next initiative, which is the Prime Soramandala Rural Entrepreneurship Fellowship. The core objective of this initiative is actually to groom and handhold the fellows and associates who are actually based at the different blocks that we have identified. Currently, now we have expanded. Initially, there were 8 blocks, I think, and now this is headed by Soramandala, of course. It's another NGO that is partnered with Prime. and they are focusing in the upliftment of the the rural ecosystem. And their fellows are mostly fellows from outside of the state, whereas two of the associates who are who are assigned to the fellows work dedicatedly with these on rural entrepreneurs at the village level only. So this is another initiative which contributes to the rural community to and helps to enhance and develop the rural ecosystem. The next initiative we have is the training center establishment. This concept came into being when we actually thought of the major problem here in the state of Meghalaya. There are a lot of challenges that the state faces in terms of logistics, in terms of training institutes and infrastructure. When you talk about so a training institute, why we came up with this concept, thinking that we have a lot of entrepreneurs who have that we've worked with. We've seen that if our scope is to actually make entrepreneurship a preferred career choice for the people here in the state of Meghalaya, we have to pave the way for these entrepreneurs too. So we came up with this concept where these entrepreneurs that we've worked with and are much more in the advanced stage, they can actually establish these training institutes within the state, where people from the state, but it has to be an advanced training institute because basic training institutes are already there. So we were looking at more advanced training institutes, and we gave the opportunity to our entrepreneurs only to come up with a concept and a model. And now we have had more than 10 entrepreneurs and who have set up advanced training institutes from different sectors. And rather than people having to go out all the time for training institutes, every time for any training, especially when it comes to food products, food processing and all, we always have to send them outside of the state. So now it's something that we are looking for to actually set this up here in the state itself. And we are
Jacqueline, sorry to interrupt you, but can you conclude in next 2 minutes?
Sure. I'm almost done only. So basically, we are. The thing is that our entrepreneurs are actually receiving almost 20 lakhs of grant and 30 lakhs of zero interest loan to actually set up these advanced training institutes. So that is the kind of funding or financial support and assistance that our state government is actually providing. Now, the next initiative that I would like to also showcase is our music incubation. Meghalaya has been known for its music, right? But this initiative we had started only in Garo Hills as of now, and we are planning to start off in Shillong as well. So this is actually to give uh, uh, our artists here in the state. We have talented artists, talented people here in the state when it comes to the music industry. So we just wanted to create a platform and build this platform and develop this platform so that artists also can look at it, look at this as another preferred career choice rather than just as a hobby. So that is it from my end. I have one more slide. It's more about facts and figures. Some of the figures, for example, the will change, and this was for 2022. So 2023 figures would be like, for the incubation program, we have already incubated 200. We just onboarded them recently, so we have already incubated 200 so far. And recently the pre-incubation also, they have actually been graduated, so we will have around 120, 125 startups. So these are a few facts and figures that I just wanted to share, though most of the figures would be higher than this. So far, Meghalaya as a whole, I mean, we have supported more than 5,000 entrepreneurs across the state. And though I wanted to even touch on the agricultural aspect, but there was so much that I had to share, and I had a very limited time. I'm really sorry to actually have to rush through, but maybe next time we get an opportunity to join hands together again and collaborate and have these kind of sessions where we can share what we have and the best practices. And thank you so much for having me on this platform, and especially to be sharing this platform with such a distinguished speaker. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I do really appreciate in a small time you are able to cover the many things of the Prime. Different initiatives are there, but the one highlight I would like to share with all the participants that the startup ecosystem something which is very unique. That is the music incubation. That's I came across first time, which is very unique part. Your incubation started, and you guys are doing really remarkable work in that too in the northeast part with the funding more than 5,000 entrepreneurs and 11,000 crores of the funding. It's a really remarkable impact, I must say, from the incubator Prime. And definitely there will be some questions related to the initiatives which you shared to the participants. So I would
Yes.
request all the participants, please put your queries, questions in the chat box, or maybe you raise the hands. We will take up this your questions after the our another speaker Karthikeyan who is there waiting long. So I request Karthikeyan to take over your session. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amit. That was fantastic listening to Jacqueline and the wonderful work that Prime has been doing in Meghalaya. And at the outset, thank you so much to manage Dr. Sarvanan and his entire team, right from Pragya to Amit to Yuvraj and everyone out there. That I can start off. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. What I suggest you, in between your voice is cracking, you timing you keep your video off, so we'll get better bandwidth, sir.
Wonderful. I shall do that. I'll do that. I'll do
During
that. Okay.
during Q&A, you can turn it on
All
once
right.
again.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Uh, All right. Thank you so much. I'll touch upon exactly three aspects. One is introduction to what our incubation center is. I'm not going to do any presentation. It'll just be like a monologue for the time being. I assure I'll not bore you. The second that I would touch upon is the difference between a business, a typical business or an MSME, and how it is different from a startup and an entrepreneur's mindset, and how it is so different from what it takes to be a tribal startup, because today's topic is all about agri startup ecosystem with the tribal communities. And the third aspect that I want to touch, which will be the last, is give you a few examples of how these tribal startups are doing. There are several challenges that they may be facing. In the Q&A session, we can take it up. All right. Okay. To introduce ourselves, we are an Atal Incubation Center based out of the Assam Agriculture University, established as a Section 8 separate company in the year 2018 September. And since then till now, we have close to about 192 plus entrepreneurs journey at different points in time, or the right from an idea stage to a startup stage. Out of these, only 42 so far have been even given any kind of grant support. 42 out of these 192 plus, and this 42 have got close to about 4.5 crores. All right. In the Northeast, entrepreneurship is at a very nascent stage, I would say, in comparison to the rest of the country. And in that context, I would also want to add that when we are saying startups, especially in the agri ecosystem, I would say the agriculture sector itself being so unorganized, therefore, the amount of risk that is going to be taken by any entrepreneur to do a startup is manifold in comparison to a tech startup, I would say. Hence, there is very little patience money. People will not put money into a venture like that so easily. So, hats off to these entrepreneurs who have taken unto themselves to do agri startups. That's what I wanted to put across to us. Any business, I just want to reiterate what is the basic difference between a startup and a business. Any business is typically trying to solve a demand and a supply gap. There is a demand and Perhaps there is a short of supply. They are trying to solve that. That is how much it is, which means every time the demand and the supply meet together, there would be certainly a point where the profit is not coming much. So the businessman or the people who are starting it are moving away from that, or naturally will move away from that. So it's a profit driven thing somewhere or the other. Whereas an startup and an entrepreneur's mindset is to take that kind of a risk, that you are able to see a potential where none exists. You are seeing a challenge and you want to solve the challenge. There is a problem or a need or a gap in the market which you want to solve in the community, perhaps, maybe locally, maybe regionally, and you want to solve it. That is where a startup is so different from a business. Where there is no customer, they create a customer. Where there is no market, they create a market. I'll give you an example like Zomato. Nobody was dying literally not to purchase anything from Zomato and not step out and eat. See what they brought. They brought convenience to you. It has come to a point that today, based on Zomato, the Swiggies of the world, the Zeptos of the world, several more such ancillaries have come up, isn't it? See, that's what they do. They create a market where nothing existed. Porter. Today, you forget a mobile charger at home and you have landed up in office. You can just simply book Porter. Somebody goes to your home, picks up your mobile charger, gets it and delivers it at office. At perhaps half the cost, 100% time saved. Correct? Imagine. This is disruption. That's what a startup is, the nature of a startup. Now, having known that, how is a tribal startup very different from this kind of a startup that we call a typical agri startup? So, what a typical tribal startup tries to do is it works in the realm of its culture, a local indigenous community. There are as you know, in all kind of tribal areas, there are certain kind of laws. So there is a cultural context within which they operate. There is a community focus. They prioritize the well-being, the empowerment of their communities. Even if there is not much individual profit, they will make sure that it's like a holistic thing that is getting developed there. And much important than that, they use a lot of traditional knowledge, indigenous knowledge, IKPs. You know, if I give you, I can go on, give you several examples when I cite examples around it. More important than all of that is they look at how can it be sustainable, and sustainability from an environment point of view, sustainability from a human development index, several such kind of things. That's where a tribal startup is very different. So I have covered the second aspect of it. Now let me give you a few examples to just demonstrate to you how these kind of tribal communities coming together, starting the startup, putting up an enterprise, how are they doing, how different are they, how is the ownership. I'll give you a few examples of it. See, I can straight away start with, there are few schemes like the NERLP, Livelihoods Project, the Northeast Regions Livelihood Program. Um, there are several, startups which have started like this. Zizira, have you heard of them? Mountain Soulful Foods. They are into a lot of products which are typically found here in the, hilly Himalayan region of Northeast. You'll find them into honey, you find them in crafts, you find them into, value added small little minor fruits that they come, which are dehydrated, very well packed. A lot of them are now even getting, shipped across beyond the borders. You would have come across textiles, tribal textiles, like say Muga, Eri. There's a combo of it. There's a blend of that kind of textile, rearing of it, right? So these are some examples I can tell you of how textiles have been doing. If you look at tourism, and Jacqueline just mentioned, like places like Shillong, Meghalaya, you will see there are several tribes that have made sure that their, those route bridges, there's a tourism that evolves around it. If you look at Assam, there are several tribes, as you know, in most of the northeastern states, and every states have several. I just don't know. There are some hundreds of them, I'm told. If you look at Assam Mishing tribe, for example, there is a way in which their tourism is conducted. If you come here to the upper part of Assam, if you go to islands like Majuli, there you have the missing tribe having their homestays. There's the way of living that they do, the dresses that they wear, how they are able to blend the local communities, food, and all of that is given like a user experience for a typical tourist or a traveler. I'm sure in the north.
Karthikeyan, we lost you for a few seconds. Hello?
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Am I
You're
audible
audible now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In the northeast Nagaland, you must have heard about this Hornbill Festival. The Hornbill Festival, which is held in villages called Kanuma, Kosuma. That is where there are a lot of trekkers. These local people, the Angami tribe, there are a lot of those kind of tribes there. They organize these treks up the mountains. There is this Dang Valley. I'm not sure how many of you have interest. I can see Dhananjay and a few of my friends on the audience today. They love traveling, and they are very deeply interested by the culture that is preserved. These startups are doing amazingly, yet there is very little exposure that they have got in the beyond the Northeast context, right? To experience Northeast, therefore, people come over here. But slowly and steadily, we are seeing some small little investments happening there. One last example I want to give you is around bamboo and handicrafts. Bamboo, as you know, has got a lot much more popularity now because there is a specific mission around bamboo and cane. There are centers around it, experience centers. There is a lot that is happening on startups which are into bamboo and bamboo crafts. You must have heard of Crafton, which is a typical home decor kind of a company. That's a startup. They've got some close to about 2.5 crores of funding recent times, doing remarkably well in the last 3-4 years time. Then there is this Bambusa. Then this House of Locals. Check it out on the Google. House of Locals. They are into a lot of home decor sort of products. These are all examples of very young startups which have actually made it their mission to preserve the culture, the demography, adhering to the local laws of the community, giving all of that weightage to it, and IKPs and honey and whatnot. So this is what, in short, the tribal startup ecosystem looks like. Of course, there are centers like our Atal Incubation Center or Prime at Meghalaya, or there is AIC Celco, there is SMUT in Sikkim. The canvas is so big that you can have several such incubators trying to serve the cause and this ecosystem, and still we will still be falling short of it. So we encourage people who are there today listening in to what is happening right now. There's a lot happening around AI. There is a lot happening about ML, drones that are getting used, because a lot of these places are quite remote. So drone that is used in the tourism industry, in the tea industry, there's a lot that's actually happening. So even if it means taking out a holiday, even for 5 days, please do come, and maybe you can experience, firsthand, and have some conversation with some of the startups and get to know how you can also, open for any question answers. Me and Jack, more than happy
Karthikeyan,
to.
sorry, but last 20 seconds we lost you. You were somewhere about the bamboo and handicrafts. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that there is a lot that is happening, and there is a need for many more incubators like Prime and our kind of incubators that can do to serve the cause in this ecosystem. So I'm inviting everybody who is there here today in the audience and participants, even if it means taking out 5 days, please come to Northeast, so pristine, full of biodiversity and whatnot. There's a lot that is happening, be it carbon credits, be it IKPs, or be it AI, ML. I think just spend these 5 days like a holiday. We can take you around to our startups. You can see how you can also play a role in this. That's about from me. Open for any questions, and
Yeah.
for me and
Very, very,
Jacqueline for
very
you.
Very true, Karthikeyan, and thank you so much actually giving and brief overview of how exactly tribal communities, the incubators are helping of them, and the avenues are there and what exactly going on, maybe in kinds of tourism, or you mentioned about the home bale festival, or the bamboos and handicrafts, such a stuff, which is usually is coming from these tribes community. And it's really remarkable, and the incubators, we are actually feeling short to help them out. And this is a very small initiative from minus side. We are making the aware to these tribes communities in a way that they can take the benefit from these government end and also from the incubators end. So thank you so much for your wonderful session, I must say. And the forum is now open for the questions and answers. So again, I would request to the participants, if you have any questions, you may put in the chat box or may raise the hands so that we will take up one by one. So we'll be coming with one question, which is from the Indalkar sir, to the Jacqueline ma'am. Jacqueline, can you hear us now? I just want to
Yes,
check
yes,
with you.
I can
Yeah,
hear you. In fact, I even tried to join from my phone so that I can switch on my camera. But even there also, I'm having problems. So I'm really
not an
sorry.
issue.
I find this not seeing each other very challenging. I find it. I don't like this kind of thing. I would prefer to see each other. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the question?
So actually, you mentioned about a music incubation.
Correct.
So he's really he's really interested to know what exactly at what stage it is being, how you're getting
Actually,
the response
yeah.
as well as from the for that
Yeah, most
initiative.
of these, yeah, thank you. Most of these initiatives, I've seen a few questions on the chat. These initiatives are majorly for the people or for the residents of Meghalaya only. We are not yet open to other, ecosystem yet, because we ourselves also are still trying to develop the ecosystem here in the state. With regards to music incubation, they actually selected entrepreneurs, selected artists. They have to actually come and perform and base. It's like the pitching that we do, where they have to come and pitch, their business idea or their business model. So even here, as an artist, how do you become an entrepreneur? They will have to come and pitch their music, and if they are eligible, they get incubated, and during this incubation program they can avail support in terms of mentoring from experts or industry experts, as well as experienced artists who's been there in the industry for quite some time. So that kind of support, and also different platforms where if you would check our Meghalaya grassroots Meghalaya grassroots music project. We have a project whereby aspiring artists are being given a platform where they can make or create to create livelihood for them, because if you would see, many of our artists are actually struggling also, right? Be it here or be it anywhere in other states as well. Unless if you're somebody who's actually renowned and reputed and have been there in the industry for a very long time. For these young artists, there are hardly any platform. So this MGMP, which we call, this project is actually focused and actually building this ecosystem as a whole. Every They have created a calendar where all these budding artists get a platform to perform, and they earn a livelihood out of it. So this is actually done by the state government. So this music incubation is another platform whereby these artists who are much more in the advanced stage gets this platform,
Yeah,
and they're also trying to create another platform whereby they are planning to connect these selected artists to get platforms outside of the state where they can go and perform.
great.
But
Great to
again,
know
it's
that
meant
this
only for
initiative.
artists
Yeah.
of the state of Meghalaya, just to clarify.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but that can be replicated in another states also.
Correct. The
That will
main
be, as you
objective of
mentioned.
me sharing these initiatives is to also encourage other states to come up with maybe the best practices you can take from the initiatives that we have started or initiated or implemented and have seen results. and they can actually take the best practices and implement the same in their respective region.
Right. Karthikeyan, you want to say something?
What she was saying makes sense, but we at our incubator, what we would say is that, see, you can't do everything yourself. So we believe in this philosophy of co-creating opportunities. So
Correct.
if someone is doing something somewhere and they can plug and play with us, somebody also had a question of what is plug and play. Plug and play means the entire infrastructure, be it physical, non-physical, being there. You have a program, somebody can replicate it, somebody can, like manage, and AIC is doing this, for example. These kind of things are very easily done without involving a lot of physical, financial, monetary kind of work. That's one. Two, best practices can always get from one to other. For example, someone just has a question on Maharashtra tribal belt. What can be done
Yeah.
for startups there? To address that and linking with this question, I would say there are many tribal, almost about 50 plus tribal. I have worked in Maharashtra. There are tribes there in Maharashtra. You could look at Gondia, you could look at Yavatmal, Amravati, Chandrapur, these kind of places, Nagpur included. These are all like hubs today. Unlike what Northeast is in terms of isolation because of logistical, the topography, logistical hurdle you have. But with Maharashtra, for example, you can look, there are several, nutri cereals, course cereals that we can get into. You can even talk about yoga bars, you can talk about nutri bars, you can straight away target people who are into gymming, healthcare, whatnot. That's just one example. Another example could be, you take the case of Madhya Pradesh. You can have tribe-centric textiles that can go from there because there's a huge market just for that. There are people in certain countries who are procuring this kind of textile, and we are already known in Maharashtra and close by for the kind of textile that we bring out. Correct. So give all of that. You should perhaps tie up with next door Gujarat for bringing those kind of motives that you are doing. Get it out there. I can go on talking to you and giving you several such examples. Bamboo, again, we don't have bamboo there, but you have certain type of cane out there. You can look at that. This industry is a very fast moving home decor kind.
I think your voice is breaking, Karthikeyan. We can't hear you. Pragya, can you just check? Karthikeyan,
Sir,
we're not
I'm
able
unable
to.
to hear as well.
I know,
Sir,
but
we are
yeah, I
not able.
think what
There
not
must
not
be
an issue,
some
but
bandwidth issues, I think.
yeah, but we got point very right,
You got
Karthikeyan
it.
sir.
Correct.
Yeah,
The Sharad
No,
Pant
it was
was
on
fair
asking
mute,
enough.
same.
sir, actually.
The Sharad Pant was asking this
Okay.
question. I hope Sharad you got this answer. And Karthikeyan is rightly mentioned that the belt of the Maharashtra, especially the
Correct.
Nagpur, Gondia, Madhya Pradesh, and the Chhattisgarh. So there, the tribal communities are now into the entrepreneurship, like some sort of tribal products they are bringing into the value addition, and they are really doing great. And if you're looking for the such initiatives, do let us know. Karthikeyan and Jacqueline, they are basically has a very practical experience with the dealing with the tribes and the products. So definitely they will help. And the details also we are sharing in the chat box. So maybe you can get in touch with that. In the same line, there is a one question in a same line that Dr. Subrata asked the question that they are from the Darjeeling and Sikkim area, and the youth generation in that area is very much interested and has the high agri skills development trainings as well, and they're into mentoring. So they want to start these kinds of incubation center or maybe kind of things. So in a what way maybe NITE or maybe Prime can associate with them. So just
See,
want
we have
to
certain
give.
programs that we can
Yeah.
simply hand over to you. We have certain programs which can be short-term programs. These are youth. You cannot hold them on to 2 months and say, you'll have to listen to us. Give them short type practical exposure programs. We do 1 week program for them, expose them to what they are doing from their own local geography, identify what is the ground community going through as a problem. You come back with that, we empathize with them, we develop something very customized for them. These kind of things we could do for youth. And there's a lot of scope on that because this is where I think the tech startups, if you see, they are trying to address convenience, they are trying to address solve a problem that is there, which the agri community is not, we are not able to do that, correct? That's where we should go back to what is it that we are doing. In short, shall I give you another example that can perhaps drive home the point? The point is, you will see millionaires and billionaires across the globe not doing any job. They don't do a job. A millionaire is one who is solving a problem that exists for million people. A billionaire is one who is solving a problem that exists for billion of people. Can you identify something? How big is the problem that you are trying to solve? If you solve that, you will make money. There's nothing wrong about making money. It comes like a byproduct. But the point first is you should solve that problem. You should first identify that problem. So you can't fall in love with a solution that this is the best product that I bring. So don't work on product right now. We should teach our youth what is the problem that's right on the ground that can be solved. Have an approach like that. We all can do this.
Yeah, thank you for your invite actually to Dr. Subroto, sir, from your incubation center side. Jacqueline, you want to add something?
Yes, I would definitely ask. In fact, they can always get in touch with us. We can always, get into a detailed discussion because this was a very, we were limited with time. So there's so much
Yeah.
that are there that we are actually focusing on when it comes to the youths. So basically, they can always get in touch with me offline. I'll be
Yeah.
sharing my contact details. I think from your end, you have already shared my email and how they can reach me. But if required, I'll also share my number. They can reach out to me, and then we can always schedule a meeting where we can actually share our thoughts and how can they take it forward. We will also have to understand the kind of ecosystem that is existent in their respective region. Based on that, maybe this thought process of the different initiatives that we have already implemented, maybe they can carry forward the same implementation or same initiative, where or they can always make required or replicate it in somehow. So
Yeah.
that is one thing. They are the best person to judge. So I would request you to kindly get in touch with us offline. We can always help you out in
Yeah.
building
So
and
Dr.
developing the
Subroto,
ecosystem as a whole.
yeah, so Dr. Subroto, you may connect with the both the speakers. Karthikeyan, I'll come back to you. But before that, in the last week also, we had a same sessions with the tribe community. So where we invited Total Start person, Tribe Lands person, and AK Sharma ji from the tribes who are working. So you can also be in touch with them. Their details also we have already shared in the previous week. If required, also we will connect to you with the previous uh, mentors as well. Yeah, Karthikeyan, you are saying something with
I
related
was
to the
just
same
wanting
question.
to respond. Somebody seems to have observed right behind me. Why is bigger than how? I did not. Somebody noticed it. I think they have very sharp observation. I must say yes, and I continue to advocate that. This is what I want to share. Please don't take it like I'm an expert on everything, but certainly in my little wisdom, I can tell you, your why has to be stronger than how. If you know why you want to do it, if the why is there in place, how to do it, who all will do it, where to do it, everything will fall in place. So this whole endeavor of manage, AIC or Prime, all is to let you all know, just don't start something for the sake of starting it. It will not work
Correct.
like that. What are we
Correct.
trying to
Yeah.
do?
Due to time constraints, I'll take one more question because Siddhant, one more person is putting continuously in chat. He's from that region only, from the part of the Darjeeling, and he wants to get connect to know more about your programs, initiative, what is the eligibility criteria. So many questions are there. So Siddhant, due to time constraint, will not able to take up all the questions, but you can always connect with the Karthikeyan sir and Jacqueline to get more clarity. Also their websites also URLs details are already put in the chat box, so you can get more details from the website as well. So before to conclude that, I would like to give you one program which is offered by the managed side as well, especially for the youth and the business budding entrepreneurs. That is the Manage Agri Eureka 2024 edition is been launched now, and we are accepting the applications for that program. So where these entrepreneurs will get the mentoring support, as well as along with that four special students categories will be getting 4 lakh rupees. So this is just recently the announcements coming from the RKVY-RAFTAAR. I think Karthikeyan sir must be aware of that program. So through that also we'll get the support. And also we do have RKVY-RAFTAAR program where we supports to the budding entrepreneurs from 5 lakhs to 25 lakh rupees as a grant support from Ministry of Agriculture. So do fill this application form, get the more details about it from our website. Do follow our social media pages. So where we regularly come up with the regular updates of the managed training programs and the startup ecosystem program. And do not forget to give us the feedback of the today's webinar as well. You can suggest us the topic as well, which we want to arrange in the upcoming weeks for you. So with this note, I would like to say thank you to the both the speakers for your giving the insights and talking about your incubators and the initiatives that you run for the tribe community. We really appreciate the kind of work you are doing in that remote part. And of course, all the attendees for being an active, asking the questions to the speakers, and the entire team of the manage. And special thanks to the Dr. Sarwan Das sir for guiding us and motivate us to organize these kinds of webinars. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you
Amit. Thank
so
you,
much,
Pragya.
Amit.
Thanks to the entire managed team,
Yes,
Saravanan sir
thank you so
included.
much for having us and giving us
Nice
this
hearing you,
platform to
Jacqueline.
be to be able to share what our experiences, and we look forward for many more such sessions in the future. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Jacqueline. It was
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
lovely.
sir.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
was a privilege, sir.
Thank you,
My pleasure
Jacqueline
too.
and
Thank you.
Karthi. It is wonderful to hear you and Saturday. It's very nice. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much, sir.
much, sir.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Bye.
the opportunity. Bye, sir. Bye.
Bye. Bye.